Welcome. This is Matt with Let's Talk Music. Let's Talk Music, and I'm here with Keith Wallen of Breaking Benjamin. How are we doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I am great. So, first off, let's just kind of talk a little bit about Breaking Benjamin. Where you at tonight?
So we have a day off today. Yeah, so I'm here in where am I actually? Hold on. I think Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Okay.
Uh, I think that's where I am. Usually, usually we kind of lose track. We just kind of get in the bus and just time warp around the country, and you just kind of walk out of the bus. You're like, where are we? What day it is? But yeah, enjoying a nice day off here. The weather's not too great, but at least it's not snowing in May, so I'll take it.
Yeah, that's a plus. It hasn't been great here today either. So I'm in Columbus, Ohio. So,
Oh, right on. Okay.
but I just wanted to touch on a couple of things, like your first band, Cooper. So you're from Shady Springs, West Virginia.
Yeah. So the band's actually called Copper.
Copper. Okay.
And yeah,
My
I was
bad.
I was I was born and raised in West Virginia, and yeah, I left when I was 17 and moved to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hmm.
And then I eventually went to the University of Tennessee, went to college for a bit there, and started my first band, Copper. I was with that band for about 8 years, and we played regionally around the Southeast and a little bit in the Midwest, a little bit, and eventually that band kind of just ran its course. We kind of achieved everything I think we were going to achieve, and it was time to try something new. And so I was just kind of a free agent for a while, and I got a call from some mutual friends about a band looking for some additional members, and went and auditioned and got the job. And so that was Adelita's Way. I was with them for 4 years, and after a while, I just kind of felt like I needed another change, and ended up kind of going my separate ways again. And over the course of that 4 years with them, we had played various tours with some pretty big rock bands. The Shine Downs and
Hmm.
uh, Breaking Benjamins of the world, and yeah, one tour with Breaking Benjamin. I guess whenever I left that band, Ben was kind of looking for some new people and some fresh blood in the band, and he remembered me from touring with my previous band. That one tour we did, so it was cool. So um, met up together, and we finally kind of did the audition, and I met some of the other guys that were also kind of in the mix too. Some of the other new guys, which now, they're some of my best friends now. So we're all in the band together, and it's been great. And here we are. I guess it's been about 8 years since I've been in Breaking Benjamin now. So it's been a long time. It's flown by. I'll tell you that. It doesn't seem like it's been 8 years, but it is.
So is it like, I don't want to say better, but the experience, is it different than the other two? I mean, you don't feel like it's run its course yet or anything like that? I mean, you're happy with where you're at?
Oh yeah, it's just the band has been extremely successful, way before I was ever involved. So to be able to come join a band that's as established as Breaking Benjamin was great. I mean, and I don't take anything away from my other two experiences with the other bands. I still talk to all those guys and all those bands, and it's all good. The Adelita's Way guys, they're still out there crushing it, and
Yeah, I've
you know,
done an interview with them.
yeah, they're still hitting it hard. So much props to them. I'm still, one of my best friends still I was in, he was in Copper with me, and
Hmm.
so I wouldn't replace any of that. It's all one big learning experience, and lots of things to learn over those years, and still probably more things to learn going forward. So I don't take any of it for granted, for sure.
So tell me about the solo career. I mean, what made you decide to? I mean, have you been doing it for a while, or is it just something that you started?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the short, simple answer would be why not? Just why not? I think about, as you get older, you start to kind of think about your mortality, and you kind of think about, maybe I might regret not doing something or whatever. I think I want to just try to make as much music and get out there and play and tour and do this as much as I can for as long as I can. And there's plenty of times where Breaking Benjamin is not on tour, and
Mhm.
so I want to get out there and have fun, write some different songs for my solo stuff, and get out there and play shows and hang out with just the amazing fans that we have and that I have. There have been so many fans that have been so supportive of my solo stuff. In addition to Breaking Benjamin, it's been amazing, and it just fuels me even more to just keep it going. So I hope that answered it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
just
I've actually listened to quite a few of the songs, and like, what is it? It Finds Us All. I got them written down here. All Eyes on You, Wildfire, Fractured. Checked all those out, and amazing. I mean, you're a great artist.
thank you so much, man. I
I
appreciate
mean,
that.
you definitely got my support on your solo career, and I mean, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Breaking Benjamin. Have been since, I think, since they came out. Just my son got me into them. I mean, I was kind of set in my ways with, like, Metallica and this and that. And he's like, but Dad, you got to kind of expand your horizons. So he got me into, Hawthorne Heights, Breaking Benjamin, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I can do this.
Oh yeah.
So, but I mean, it's funny because just the other day they were talking about incarceration. You guys are going to be there in
Mhm.
Mansfield,
Yep.
and they were talking about Breaking Benjamin, and they was talking about, like, how the band is, been around for a while and can just continuously write hit after hit after hit. And it was Randy and Loper that were talking about it on 99.7 The Blitz. And it was like, did Ben sell his soul to the devil or something? Because I mean, this guy just, constantly writing hits. And I mean, are you a part of that writing process?
Yeah, I mean, earlier on, obviously, I wasn't in the band, so no, I wasn't a part of some of the band's just signature songs. But since I've been in the band, yeah, we all kind of throw our 2 cents or sometimes our 10 cents in here or there on these last few albums, and going forward, it's been great. We all kind of live in different areas, so we're all kind of writing songs and sending ideas in, and so it's an interesting process. It's cool. It's I never would have thought that anything like that would be possible, but with the internet and just the way how you can just record things on your laptop and send it in, and all just kind of get in the same session and
Right.
brainstorm. It's really really amazing. It's really made it possible for us to do that. Plus, just out here on tour, I mean, I've got my Pelican box here, just my whole recording rig here in the hotel room. So it definitely helps out the technology for sure.
Mm-hmm. So in October, you're going to be out on a European tour with Red, correct?
I am, yeah, yeah,
And I think I read that you actually did some work with them before.
yeah, a little bit. We wrote a song together, I guess, on their previous album, Declaration, a song called Sever,
Mm-hmm.
and we've done some touring with them before. And I mean, obviously, Jason, who's the other guitar player in Breaking Benjamin, used
Mm-hmm.
to be in Red,
Right.
so there's a connection there. And just great dudes. They were just super amazing. I mean, they just had me out for this little acoustic run in February, and it was just a blast. And I could not have felt more welcome, and just very comfortable. And they were 100% responsible for that. They were great. And they just decided that they weren't sick of me yet, so they'd take me to Europe too. So super, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be super awesome, and it's going to be first time doing an electric set. So uh, stoked about that as well.
Okay. So do you have a backing group that you're taking with you, or I mean, is it just you playing? How's that working?
Yeah, so far it's just been me, myself, and I with an acoustic guitar. But here pretty soon, I eventually want to just kind of, transition into just full band, and I've got a few players in mind that I think could work. And just we'll see. We'll just go out there and get after it, and play rock and roll and have fun, man. That's what it's all about.
Right. Yeah. Red was actually just here not too long ago. A friend of mine in a local band played with them and talked about how amazing they were. And I've heard quite a few of their tunes, enjoy it. So that's definitely a nice setup there to get out, into Europe with a band like that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's such an honor to be a part of a tour like that with a band like that. Just super super talented. Even aside the fact that they're all great, nice dudes.
Hmm.
Just being as talented as they are. I mean, I watch their singer Mike every night. I mean, being a vocalist myself, I'm just like, man, this guy is so great. So I just try to take it in and try to learn as much as I can.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when I was listening to your solo work, I really enjoyed your voice. I got the press release from Shauna, I didn't really understand, whether you was just playing guitar with somebody, doing
Mm.
a solo thing. And then when I saw your videos and was like, oh man, this dude can sing, I mean, you kind of got the total package there, man.
Well, thank you. Trying. It's just fun. I live for it. I live for making music, writing music, singing. It's more than just a passion. It's my life, and I want to try and just keep doing it, man, as long as I can.
That's pretty awesome because my whole on my website, it's Let's Talk Music, where music isn't just a lifestyle, or where music isn't just a passion, it's a lifestyle.
Oh,
And
there you go.
yeah, you just kind of hit the nail on the head. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it, man. I mean, I don't play, I really, I can't sing or anything like that, but I love music. I love what, all of you guys do. I mean, the fact that you lay down your heart and soul and the tunes, and you get out there and you give 100% for the fans in every concert, whether you're
Absolutely.
sick or you're depressed, or people, I think a lot of people appreciate that, because I mean, when it comes down to it, you guys, you're human too. I mean, so crap happens. And
Sure.
I think that it's something that I've always admired, and live shows, are one of my favorite. I mean, and when you go to a live show, and I've seen you guys live with Breaking Benjamin, and I've seen them, and I was just like, wow. I mean, it's as good, if not better, than what you hear on the radio.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We all
And
appreciate that.
well, I mean, and that's kind of a I don't think I've seen too many bands that have been like really bad in concert. Most bands like that I've seen were just like Pink Floyd. I mean, Skid Row, all them guys. You kind of think, okay, are they really going to sound that good live? But then you go see them and you're like, holy cow, and just the amount of energy that you guys put into it, and the talent that's on that stage is just, it's mind blowing.
Wow, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. And one thing I think that's kind of cool about our setup is, what you're hearing at a Breaking Benjamin concert is a 100% live rock band. There's no tracks, there's no click track, there's no backing tracks, there's no nothing. It's just us and what we're performing out of our instruments.
Nice.
So, which is both stressful, but also just liberating too, because there's been times, there's something, there might be like a fight, or we notice somebody might be getting crushed or might be getting hurt a little bit or something, or panicky, we'll just stop the show. Ben will just stop and be like, hey, let's break it up. Let's enjoy the rock concert. Let's not, ruin this for everybody that's, trying to just enjoy the show. And we can just stop, and everything's cool. And then we just like on three, 1, 2, 3, and we start back up. So that's it's cool to be able to do that and not be so tethered to a computer or something, you know.
Right. So what's your guitar preference? What do you like playing the best?
So I am an ESP artist. So
Okay.
I play ESP guitars and Takamine acoustic guitars. And I mean, since I've used their instruments, I mean, I've loved it, you know. And it's not just a promotional ploy here. I
Right.
really do love the instruments. They're great. I mean, especially, I mean, the acoustic guitars. I mean, I've been using the ESPs for a few years, but recently we've been doing these acoustic tours with Breaking Band, and also my solo stuff. Been doing these acoustic tours, and the Takamine guitar has held up amazingly. I mean, so great. I could not speak more highly of that company and that guitar. It's so good. So yeah, I've been super happy with them, and just great people over there at you know, the whole company. Um, Super great people. So it's been a pleasure to work with them.
So just a couple more questions here and we'll wrap it up because I know it's your day off and I'd like for you to, get your rest or whatever you need to do.
It's all good, man.
So what what inspired you to get into music?
Yeah, probably a couple things. So my dad was a singer back in the day, back in the 60s, and you know, semi-professional. He recorded some, like, a couple songs here and there in New York City, and really he was really great, really just an amazing voice. Um, you know, kind of crooner type of you know, voice, kind of Frank Sinatra-esque.
Okay.
And so I grew up with music in the house all the time, you know, listening to, you know, those old records like that. And then eventually, you know, I met uh, my best friend at the time when I was a kid growing up. He one day just kind of, I went over to his house and he was playing a guitar, and I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. And he was really getting good, and I was like, man, maybe I should learn how to play guitar. So he taught me a few, you know, songs, and I just kind of took it and ran with it. And he eventually, me and him started a band, and we had a band back in West Virginia in the West Virginia days, and he was in Copper actually for a while too.
Right.
Still like best friends with this guy, so it's been cool to just kind of see, just, I don't know, where it started to where it is now. You know, it's been awesome. But that's really how I got started. You know, I think my brother um, gave me a Metallica tape for Christmas, the Black Album.
Okay.
And I remember I just wore it out, and I was like, man, I want to do this. And you know, there was always, you know, I have two older brothers
Hmm.
who were just, since they had since, you know, kind of moved out of the house, you know, but they kind of left their remnants behind. You know, they left like a few, you know, cassette tapes laying around. I'm old for those of you who don't know what cassette tapes are. Yeah, I had a Walkman, and I had a few just kind of hand me down cassette tapes, and one of them had Elton John on one side, and on the other side it had Boston.
Okay.
And then there was another tape that had Journey, the Escape album.
Oh yeah.
And I wore them out. So it's funny. I feel like somehow that's kind of influenced my music and my writing and stuff. It's like Journey, Boston, Elton John, Metallica. It's kind of a weird mix, but, and I love 80s music too. You know, I'm a child of the 80s, so all that kind of Genesis kind of stuff I
Hmm.
love.
Yeah, that's kind of my era. That and hair metal. I was big into that. So that was
Oh
that was
yeah,
my high school days.
right on.
So last question: where would you like to see your solo career take you? I mean, are you looking to because I know it's got to be kind of tough to juggle between being with Breaking Benjamin and doing your solo career. I mean, how would you be able to differentiate that? And what I'm trying to say,
Sure.
differentiate the two.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, obviously, I've been a lot busier with both projects for sure. But I love it. I mean, I live for this, you know. And as far as where would I want it to go, and I would say no limit. There's no limit. Wherever it takes me.
Right.
So I'm just gonna, you know, I think a lot of people maybe thought that he's just kind of putting out some songs on the side just for fun. But you know, I don't see why I can't just go for it, you know, with both things, you know.
Right.
I feel like there's a universe that exists where both of those things can coexist.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's going to take a lot of extra work on my half, but like I said, why not? So just go for it.
I mean, that's kind of like when I was talking to, you know, Rick from Adley's Way. We was talking about Tavis Stanley and how he's, you know, plays for two different bands. And it's like,
Mhm.
you know, it can be stressful, I guess, but I mean, you're doing what you love, man. And I admire that, you know. That's something that, you know, a lot of people don't really get to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's you know, look, there's good days and bad days. I mean, there's bad days also with this too, where it's just like, God, I'm so exhausted. I just want to go
Mm-hmm.
home. I miss my wife, you know, all those things. But for the most part, you know, I'm very grateful to be here and to be able to have a career in music. And I'm so very grateful that our career was returned to us since this whole pandemic
Right.
went down. I mean, so I'm very, very thankful that, you know, shows are back and you know, bands are out touring again and the music industry is returned. So I feel like I'm kind of making up for lost time in a way.
I hear you. All right, Keith. Well, like I said, I'll let you go so you can do what you need to do or what you want to do on your day off.
All right.
I very much appreciate your time. Again, huge fan. Love the solo stuff. So you guys be safe out there and just keep rocking, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. And man, it was a blast.
All right. Thank you.